Hello, chosen one. Have you ever sat in silence, heart aching, wondering why your soul feels so heavy, even when nothing seems to be wrong on the surface? That feeling, that ache deep within your chest, it's not confusion, it's remembering. You see the weight you carry. It was never meant to break you. It's not a curse. It's a calling. You've been walking this earth feeling different, haven't you? You've sat in rooms where your presence was misunderstood, where your light made others uncomfortable. Not because there was something wrong with you, but because there was something extraordinary within you. You've always felt things more deeply than others. Pain hits you harder. Love feels more sacred. Loneliness isn't just a passing moment. It's a doorway to something deeper. Because you were never made to live on the surface of life. You were made to dive into the depths of existence, to remember the truth most have forgotten. That heaviness inside you, it's sacred. It's the soul remembering who it truly is, and the body struggling to hold the weight of that awakening. You weren't just handed emotional wounds, you were entrusted with them. The pain wasn't random, it was preparation. You are carrying ancestral echoes, karmic patterns, generational pain, not just to feel them, but to transform them. You, chosen one, are the cycle breaker, the healer, the light bearer sent to alchemize shadows into gold. Yes, it feels overwhelming. Yes, it feels lonely, but listen closely. The unseen force has been calling you through every moment of despair, through every person who walked away, through every storm that shook your faith. You haven't been falling apart. You've been shedding everything you're not, so that everything you truly are can rise. The world never taught you how to carry this much light, because the world forgot it was possible. But you didn't, not fully. That's why you still feel it. The pull in your heart that whispers, you were made for more. That's not a dream. That's memory. That's your soul trying to break through the illusion. You are not broken. You are becoming the warrior who walks with sacred wounds and transforms them into wisdom. Becoming the teacher who teaches not from a pedestal, but from deep, lived experience. Becoming the lighthouse for others who are still drowning in their awakening. There is a reason your journey has been harder. It's because your mission is greater. You weren't chosen because you were the strongest. You were chosen because you were willing to rise again and again, even when your knees were trembling and your heart was shattered. And that is divine power. That is spiritual strength, the kind no storm can shake. So don't curse the weight you carry. Honor it. It is proof that the universe entrusted you with transformation, and you don't carry it alone. Even in your silence, you're surrounded by unseen guides. Even in your darkest nights, you are being held by a love deeper than human words can capture. Let this truth settle in your bones. You are here for a reason far beyond what the world sees. You are not just surviving this life, you are transmuting lifetimes of pain into purpose. This heaviness is not your enemy. It is the womb from which your divine destiny is being born. Breathe. You're not alone in this. Every tear, every heartbreak, every quiet moment of questioning, it's all been part of the divine orchestration to awaken the chosen one within you. You are not behind. You are being carved into something unshakable. You are not too sensitive. You are deeply attuned. You are not weak. You are rising. Let this be the moment you stop judging the weight and start listening to what it's trying to tell you. You were never meant to carry it forever, only long enough to understand its purpose. Now, you are ready to begin releasing, because what's coming next isn't burden, it's breakthrough. Not heaviness, but healing. Let's move forward now. There's more to reveal, and the unseen force is still guiding you. Chosen one, there are battles you fought that no one will ever see. Silent wars, invisible wounds. Moments where your world was crumbling inside, and yet you smiled through it, just to keep others from worrying. You've cried in bathrooms. You've whispered prayers through clenched teeth. You've begged the universe for just one sign that your pain meant something, and still you rose, not because it was easy, but because something ancient inside you refused to let your light be swallowed by the dark. The world will never understand the kind of courage it takes to be you, to walk into every day with a soft heart and a soul that's been torn apart and stitched back together more times than you can count. You fought off despair while still helping others find hope. You've carried others' pain, even while drowning in your own. You've tried to hold your dreams in one hand and your disappointments in the other, all while pretending everything was fine. But the truth is, it's okay that you've been tired. It's okay that you've questioned your purpose. It's okay that you've wanted to give up, because what you were truly battling wasn't life. It was the illusion that you were alone. You see, the enemy has never been outside of you. The loudest battle has always been within, between your wounded self and your awakened self, the part of you that learned to shrink, and the part of you that remembers you were born to rise. And this world, this noisy, fast, disconnected world, it was never designed to nourish someone like you. It celebrates the loud, the perfect, the surface. But you carry depth, you carry mystery, you carry soul. You were never meant to fit into shallow molds. You were meant to break them by being fully, unapologetically, divinely you. That's why your path has been filled with resistance. Because every step you take toward your light, the shadows panic. They want you silent. They want you small. They want you to forget that you are powerful beyond measure. But here you are, still breathing, still searching, still healing, still remembering who you truly are, and every hidden battle you've survived. That's your proof. Proof that nothing can extinguish the flame of a soul who was chosen to awaken. Let this be the moment you forgive yourself for every time you doubted your worth. Let this be the moment you realize that even in your lowest moments, your soul was fighting for your highest truth. The darkness did not win. You are still here, and that means your story isn't over. It's just beginning. You are the kind of soul that cannot be silenced, because your voice doesn't come from ego, it comes from source. Your light isn't something you turn on and off. It is you. It always was. You've walked through betrayal, through loss, through disappointment, not to become bitter, but to become unbreakable. And now, something sacred is shifting. The same battles that once drained you are now your training ground. The same scars that once made you hide are now your soul's signature. You are no longer defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how you rise from it. So take a deep breath. The darkness was never there to destroy you. It was there to awaken you, to test your fire, to refine your truth, to strengthen your wings. And now you fly. Let this be your quiet revolution, not loud, not for validation, but because you finally remember you are the light that cannot be silenced. The world tried to dim it. Life tried to bury it. But here you are, glowing from within, becoming more of who you truly are. You've made it through the hidden battles, and in doing so, you've stepped into something rare, something eternal, the realm of the chosen. Let's go deeper now. There's more wisdom waiting. Your soul is ready to receive it. There are moments in life when everything you thought was solid crumbles, when the people you trusted disappear like mist, when the dreams you held on to dissolve in your hands, when hope itself feels like a stranger you can no longer find. And in those moments, something else begins to stir, not loud, not dramatic, but deep, ancient, like the sound of your own soul echoing through the ruins of what once was. You see, chosen one, it was never the world that betrayed you. It was the illusion, the fragile scaffolding of stories you were taught to believe. They told you to find safety in things that were never eternal, to anchor yourself to people who were never meant to stay, to chase dreams built from fear, not from purpose. And so, Spirit, in its infinite mercy, allowed those false walls to collapse, not to punish you, but to return you to yourself. Because only when the noise fades, only when the masks fall, only when you have nothing left to lean on outside of you, does the voice within you grow loud enough to be heard. And that voice, it is your truth, your soul, your eternal compass. It doesn't scream, it doesn't demand. It whispers, softly but unshakably, I am still here. Yes, in the silence of brokenness, your soul began to speak. When the world around you fell apart, what actually happened was the unraveling of everything that wasn't truly you. The roles, the expectations, the attachments, they had to break so the real you could rise. And what a beautiful rising it is, because there is a version of you not shaped by fear or survival or approval, but shaped by spirit, molded by love, anchored in truth. And that version of you, it has been waiting for the illusions to fall, waiting for the noise to die down, waiting for the moment when you'd finally listen to the quiet wisdom within. This is the holy paradox, chosen one. Your breakdown wasn't your failure. It was your gateway. The collapse was the calling. The wreckage was sacred, because from it, your soul was able to rise untamed, not as a version of who others wanted you to be, but as the divine, radiant being you were born to become. And maybe you didn't know it then, in the middle of the pain, in the sleepless nights, in the tears that fell like prayers. But spirit was never far. In fact, it was closer than ever. Every ending was divinely timed. Every loss was sacred release. Every heartbreak was holy redirection. Because you were never meant to settle in shallow waters. You were made for depth, for the mystery, for the divine, and sometimes the only way to guide a soul that has forgotten its wings is to remove every perch it used to rest on, so you would have no choice but to fly. And yes, it hurt. The kind of hurt that words can't fully hold. But what rose in that space was something indestructible, a soul reborn, a spirit awakened, a light unchained. You began to remember your divine destiny, not because someone told you, but because you could finally feel it pulsing in your chest. The ache that once broke you now became your power. That pain, it tuned you into the frequency of truth. It opened you up to the law of assumption, where your inner world creates your outer world, where your thoughts, your energy, your belief begin to shape your reality. And suddenly, the question shifted from, why did this happen to me, to what is this trying to awaken in me? That is the question of the chosen, because the chosen one doesn't seek comfort, they seek truth. And truth, while painful, always sets you free. So breathe, beloved soul, you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not being punished. You are being prepared to manifest your destiny, prepared to step into the spiritual transformation that only sacred destruction can initiate. And though the world may still not understand your path, that's okay, because you weren't made to be understood by the world. You were made to awaken it, but first you had to awaken yourself. So the next time something breaks in your life, and remember this, it's not the end, it's the voice of your soul, rising through the cracks, calling you back, leading you home. This is your sacred beginning, and what rises from here will be unshakable. Let's now explore the power that has always lived inside you, waiting to be seen, to be claimed, to be activated. Have you ever wondered why you never quite fit in? Why the noise of the world always felt too loud, too shallow? Why even in a room full of people, you often felt like you were somewhere else, watching, feeling, sensing things others could not? This is no accident. You've always felt different because you are different. You are not broken. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are wired for something deeper. You were born for something higher. And the reason you never blended in is because you were never meant to. The truth is, you carry ancient light, a soul that remembers what the world has forgotten, a heart that hears the silent cries others have learned to ignore, a spirit that resonates with the sacred, even when surrounded by the superficial. Yes, chosen one, you feel more because you are more. You are a seer in a world that covers its eyes, a healer in a world that fears its wounds, a lighthouse in a world addicted to darkness, and that ache inside you, the one that's been there since you were young, it was never confusion. It was remembrance, remembrance of who you truly are, remembrance of what you came here to do, remembrance of a divine destiny written in your soul before your first breath. You always knew you were here for more. Not more success, not more status, not more applause, but more truth, more meaning, more depth. And the world tried to make you forget that, tried to mold you into something you're not, tried to shrink your soul to fit into systems that were never built for the divine. But no matter how far you strayed, that sacred part of you never left. It waited for the day you would stop trying to be like everyone else and finally remember who you really are. Because your difference is not your weakness, it's your superpower. You were not meant to walk the same path. You were meant to carve a new one that others will one day follow when they too begin to awaken. This is what it means to be chosen, to feel deeply in a world that numbs, to see clearly in a world that hides, to walk with integrity when shortcuts are easier, to carry divine power even when it feels like a burden. You are a soul, a vision, a vessel of truth, a mirror of divine love in a world drowning in distraction. And yes, it's lonely sometimes. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, there were times when you begged Spirit to just make you normal, to just make it stop. But your prayers were not ignored. They were honored. Because Spirit doesn't make you less divine to comfort your temporary pain. Spirit strengthens your soul to rise through the pain and fulfill your eternal purpose. That purpose is calling you now. You did not come here to be accepted. You came here to awaken. You did not come here to be understood. You came here to lead. You did not come here to blend in. You came here to shine. So stop asking for permission to be who you already are. You are not too intense. Your light just threatens the shadows. You are not too emotional. Your empathy is a healing gift. You are not too different. You are divinely designed. The very things that made you feel left out are the very things that set you apart for greatness. Let that sink in. The loneliness, sacred training, the confusion, spiritual preparation, the isolation, protection from energies not meant for your path, because Spirit didn't place you here to follow the crowd. Spirit placed you here to awaken them. And yes, that calling can feel heavy, but it's also holy. You are here to create change, to break patterns, to rewrite narratives. to bring heaven into places that forgot what it feels like. That is the essence of your power. You are the bridge between the seen and unseen, the translator between spirit and humanity, the reminder that even in chaos, there is meaning. Even in darkness, there is light. Even in difference, there is divine purpose. So embrace your sensitivity, celebrate your uniqueness, honor your path, because the very traits you once hid in shame are the exact tools Spirit will use to awaken your destiny. You are not like the rest, because you were never meant to be. You are chosen, and the world desperately needs the medicine only your soul can offer. Let's go deeper now, into the remembering of why your pain had a purpose, and how it led you back to your sacred power. Is it not just another chapter? This is the turning point. The sacred moment your soul has been waiting for across lifetimes. You didn't walk through the fire just to remain hidden in the ashes. You didn't survive the storm just to play small in the calm. You didn't heal just to stay silent about the truth you've come to know. You are here now for a reason. This world, this aching, beautiful, trembling world, needs what only you carry. Your light, your voice, your knowing. You are not just a survivor of darkness. You are a messenger of light, and the time for dimming yourself to make others comfortable is over. The time for holding back your truth to avoid being too much is over. The time for questioning your power, your path, your divine place in this world is over. This is your moment to rise, to embody the power that has always lived within you, to remember that being different was never a curse. It was your calling. You are not here to be like the rest. You are here to lead the rest back to what they've forgotten. You were born for this. To walk boldly with truth in your hands, to speak the sacred even when the world resists it, to love with a frequency that shakes the very foundations of fear, the same force that carried you through every trial, that whispered to you when no one else could hear, that kept your heart beating even when your spirit was breaking. That force is rising through you now. It's not outside of you. It's in you. It is you, and it's time to trust it fully. No more apologizing for your sensitivity. No more doubting your gifts. No more waiting for permission to be what you already are. A chosen one, a light in human form, a mirror of divine truth, a vessel of sacred change. So stand tall, stand open. Stand ready, because while the world may not always understand you, it needs you. It needs your clarity in the chaos, your depth in the shallows, your soul in the noise. You are the reminder. You are the return. You are the revolution. Wrapped in light and love. Let this be the day you stop shrinking and start shining. Chosen one, it's time. Rise.